Hello guys, a very warm welcome back to our channel. In this video we are going to discuss the parts of flower. So guys, basically a flower consists of four floral parts, which is also called as four whorls. So there are sepal, petal, stamens as well as carpel. We already told that sepal is equivalent to the calyx. So this is, and also petal is equivalent to corolla, this one, and next to that carpel is equal to gynoecium. Stamens are nothing but androecium. So let us have a look here. In basically we will talk about a sepal and petal right now. So sepal is nothing but a calyx. This is the part, and have a look here, try to understand. So it is outermost whorl, look like green in color, leaf like in structure also. So guys, basically the sepal used for protection in a bud stage. When the flower in a bud condition, this sepal is used for the protection purpose. So the sepals may be in a free in condition or maybe in united condition. If it is a united condition, a group of sepals are united, means in a group, we can say, or we can use the terminology gamiosepalous. So just remember that. And what is meant by free when the sepals are in free in condition, we can say the sepal in the terminology regarding to that polysepalous. Just remember these two, what is meant by gamiosepalous and what is meant by polysepalous. Let us have a look about corolla, which is nothing but petals. So guys, group of petals are composite to called or said to be a corolla. So have a part, this is the petal part. So these are bright, have a look, it look like a bright just for to attract insect. Why it need to attract insects? For just a pollination. So for just like a mutualism. So it look like in a very bright in color, that's why the insects comes to near to the pollen tube, where the pollens receives through the pollen tube. So for that sake and for the pollination sake, they look like a brightest color to attract that. So same as calyx, petals also group in condition or in free in condition. If they are in group or united, petals are in united, then we can say gamiopetalous. If the petals are in free in condition, then we can say it is a polypetalous. So let us talk about estivation. What is meant by estivation? So guys, the arrangement of sepals or petals in a floral bud is said to be estivation. So basically there are four types, which is nothing which starts with valvate, and next to that twisted, imbricate and maxillary. These are the four types, but here I am showing 5 pics. Try to understand. So have a look. This one is a A1 represent valvate, and both A, B and C represent twisted, and D, the pic of D, the entire this, have a look here, it is a imbricate venation, and last one is maxillary venation. So guys, try to understand. So what is meant by a valvate venation which is present in this pic? So just have a look about the diagram. So it's just touching the margins, but it's not overlapping. So that type of venation are said to be a valvate venation. Whereas in pic B or picture B, you may observe in this pic. So in this pic, the margins are overlapping. Whereas in A pic, there is not a overlapping, but they touches at the margins. Whereas in B pic, they just overlapping at the margins. So these are the major differences. First, to differentiate valvate to twisted. So twisted is just means overlaps, whereas in valvate they cannot overlap, they just touch at margin part. So this is about valvate and twisted. So let us talk about the D pic, which is a imbricate. So imbricate, what it mean by imbricate? They overlap at the margins, but not in a particular direction. Whereas in B or C pic, you may see it look like in a particular direction type. Whereas in D, it does not show or don't show any particular. It does not follow any particular way. So it is said to be a imbricate. A last one, which is nothing but a maxillary venation. So guys, So basically, let's talk about waxillary venation. This is, have a look in this pic, you might understand. In pea and bean flowers, there are 5 petals. So generally, if you are taking the petal part, just try to understand. The largest one, which is this one, this part, is said to be a standard. Overlaps 2 lateral parts. 2 lateral parts are this one and this one. Just overlaps these 2 parts, which in turns overlap 2 smallest anterior petal. So firstly, this overlaps this one and this one overlaps to this one. So this type is said to be a waxillary or papilloneous aestivation. So these are regarding to the aestivation part. So next to aestivation, so androecium, this is the androecium part. So guys, try to understand, a group of stamens are together form are said to be a androecium part, which is a male reproductive organ. So this stamen, which is nothing but a male reproductive organ, so consists of anther as well as filament. So this is the anther. So anther is a bilobed. You may observe this one into 2 parts. This one part, and this is another lobe. So there are basically, it consists of 2 lobes. So try to understand. So this is a lobed bilobed condition. So in this, 1 lobe and another is 2 lobe, which is said to be a bilobed. So each lobe has 2 chambers. Have a look. This is 1 chamber and this is 1 chamber, which is present in 1 lobule, or same as second also same like that. So there are 4 chambers, and how many lobules are present in an anther? 2 lobules. Try to understand. So which is said to be, these 4 chambers is nothing but this one and this one and this one is said to be a pollen sacs. What is meant by pollen sac? Just pollen sacs is nothing but a where the production of pollen grains will occur. That at that position, at a place, we can say it is a pollen sac. So these are the 4 sacs which is shown in this pic also. So this is about anther. So basically a sterile stamen is said to be a staminoid. So just remember that hard point. Stamens of the flower may be united with other members such as petals or among themselves. So just try to understand, they may be united with other members such as like a petals part or any other themselves, means like sepal part, anything. So when the stamens are attached to the petal, they are said to be a epipetalous, as we can see in brinjal. So that is an example for that. So epipillus, when we can say an epipillus, when the stamens are attached to the perianth. I have told you one hard point to earlier classes. Oh, perianth is nothing but fusion of a calyx and sepal is said to be a perianth. So try to understand. So if stamen is attached to that perianth, so we can say it is an epiphyllus. So basically, stamens may be united or free. So if they are united, then if they are free, we can say there is a polyandrous. So stamens may be united into 2 bunches. One is monodelphous, so another is didelphous. If there are present more than 2 bundles, we can say it is a polydelphous. So next to stamens, the carpel, which is a female reproductive organ, which basically composed of stigma, style and ovary. So these are the main important basic parts. So basically, when the pollinators comes with contact with the stigma, which is the uppermost part, then it receives the pollen grains and it sends through style. Styles act as a pollen tube and just transfer or carry the pollen grains into the ovary, where the ovary transport or sent to ovule part, where the actual fertilization will takes place. Try to understand. So after this fertilization, ovary developed into or just matured into fruit. This one. So ovule developed into a seed. So this is regarding to the female gamete. So try to understand, the ovary or ovule is just present present in a flattened end, which is a plasmata. The end is said to be a plasmata. So this is regarding to the female gamete. Hope you like the video. If you like the video, please like, share and do subscribe.